Hello Mai, welcome to my Milan life. Welcome to the Phantom Sight reveal.
Hello everyone, buonasera Milano. My name is Caitlin and I am your new Rainbow Six Siege panel host. Welcome to the Operation Phantom Sight reveal panel. Before we get started, let's watch this quick video premiere showcasing the brand new 2 operators of Phantom Sight as well as the Kafe rework.
Operation Phantom Sight is coming to Rainbow Six Siege.
5 seconds.
The Phantom in this title is NØKK, an attacker who uses her gadget to muffle her footsteps, keep herself out of the spotlight, and creep everyone right out. The Sight is WARDEN, a sharp-dressed defender whose glasses allow him to resist or recover from flashes and to see more clearly when things get smoky. We'll give you the details on these 2 new operators and show you around the newly renovated Kafe Dostoyevsky. No reservation necessary. First, let's meet the guy in the tie, WARDEN. Fresh off a stint with the United States Secret Service, WARDEN is a dapper defender who accessorizes with his glance smart glasses and a snazzy statement watch. When things start popping off, WARDEN can switch his glasses on to accomplish all of the following. Number 1, make himself immune to flashes. Number 2, remove any flash he is currently affected by. Number 3, give him clearer sight through smoke. And number 4, add some high-tech panache to his "I just killed you" screen. You can manually deactivate the glasses or wait until they run out of juice and need to recharge. Either way, there is a fixed cooldown before you can activate them again, but there's no limit to how many times you can use them in a match. With his glasses active, WARDEN is a strong counter against any smoke and flash party that the attackers try to throw. If Blitz gets frisky or Ying lights up a whole mess of candelas, WARDEN will be having none of it. Even Glaz will have to think twice about setting up behind his precious smoke screen, though he still has an edge on WARDEN with his bigger scope and thermal detection. Note that the smoke filtering feature on WARDEN's glasses is less effective if he's moving, so picking smart angles and repositioning quickly are vital to making the most of his gadget. And while his glasses are active, you'll need to watch out for the gadget disabling and gadget detecting powers of Thatcher and IQ. But as a high armor, low speed operator wielding either an MPX submachine gun or an M590A1 shotgun, WARDEN makes for a strong anchor. And he looks good doing it. Hailing from a different quadrant of the fashion galaxy, we have NØKK. This attacker from Denmark's Jaeger Corps may have an eye-catchingly eerie getup, but you'd actually prefer it if you didn't notice her at all. So, when her Hell Presence Reduction gadget is active, you won't hear her footsteps, and you won't see any sign of her on camera feeds. It's a little spooky. And with all the different potential camera feeds available to defenders these days, NØKK's ability to hide from them all is all the more alarming. Her gadget runs off a recharging meter, like WARDEN's glasses, and fragging threat. Though, like any operator, she has her limitations. NØKK's gadget will glitch and be visible on camera feeds if she performs basically any action except moving at a normal speed or slower, crouching and moving, or reloading or swapping weapons. You can also keep an eye out for environmental clues, like breach debris moving of its own accord. Or you could take a more proactive approach and throw down some barbed wire. NØKK will glitch while passing through it. If you really want to make things tricky for NØKK, take Lesion and his goo mines. She'll glitch when she steps on one, glitch every time she takes damage, and glitch while she pulls out the needle. Aside from the glitch, the only other camera interference that will let you know NØKK is nearby is this waveform effect that appears when using Mozzie's hacked drones, or Echo's yokai. Every other camera will have a hard time seeing, and your ears will have a hard time hearing, this medium speed, medium armor attacker. Team NØKK up with a roamer hunting operator, or take her on a sneaky flanking route, and you've got a powerful new way to unsettle the defending team. The map you've been seeing here may look familiar. It's Kafe Dostoyevsky, or Cafe to its friends. The Siege team has renovated this lovely 3-story gathering spot, creating new bomb sites, making old sites more viable, and generally sprucing things up for more balanced encounters. For example, enter through the new reception area and you'll find a stairwell has moved, opening up new possibilities for opening up the reading room. The kitchen area has been extensively remodeled and given a festive touch, and there's even been some light roof work. The shiny new Cafe map will replace the old Cafe map for free when Operation Phantom Sight launches. The 2 new operators, WARDEN and NØKK, will be available at launch for Year 4 Pass owners, and unlockable for all players 7 days later by using Renown or R6 credits. For more on Rainbow Six Siege, subscribe to this channel and visit us at news.ubisoft.com.
I am joined now. Very nice. I'm actually much more excited now to talk about Operation Phantom Sight, as are these 2 fine gentlemen. We have here Alex Karpasis, our presentation director, as well as Maddie Tieb, the level designer who headed the Cafe rework. So first, let's say hello to Alex. Alex, how excited are you to be here in front of this crowd of beautiful people in Italy?
It's absolutely amazing. I've never had so much pasta in my life. I want to say grazie Milano. This is an amazing city full of wonderful people. Thank you so much.
Very fashionable, even the clapping. And we will be talking to you a little bit later on about the 2 new operators. But first, we'll talk to Mehdi. Mehdi, how excited are you to be here at the Pro League Finals again, right here in Milan?
It's a very, very amazing, incredible venues. The game has been very exciting, and I'm just excited to try new stuff.
Have you had any good Italian food so far today?
Every day, I didn't really have a choice, but yeah, it was amazing.
Are you still sneaking food to the venue in your backpack?
I have gelato like hiding everywhere in my motel.
In your back? Oh, okay, not in your backpack, not that one. All right, well, let's start getting into it right now because we want to show the people all of the hard work that you and your team have put into the Cafe rework, and we also want to get your expert opinion on how to play on Cafe. So first, let's talk about your vision and specifically what exactly a map rework is. So Mehdi, what is a map rework?
Hey, good question. Actually, a map rework is us looking at our past experience, like for the 3 years making map, and then looking at older maps like Cafe and see what we can do to improve them to like have it to our expectation.
Right, and you've been here since the start, so you've had 3 years of experience to draw on to improve Cafe. But Mehdi, I'm used to playing on Cafe the way that it is now. So as a player, what needed to be changed about Cafe, and how is this going to affect my play style?
Okay, Cafe was already pretty interesting. Some objectives were a bit weaker than others, so that's the first thing we wanted to figure out. And also some of the layout change that needed to be done to be sure that these objectives would be more viable. Yeah, that's pretty much.
And as we can see in the video playing right now, it seems like that's not all the changes. Cafe looks like it's gotten a fresh new coat of paint.
Yeah, we looked also at old thematics we had, and we have new decks now, and we wanted to improve some of them to make it like more memorable.
And there's a lot of wood paneling everywhere. Tell me about that.
Yeah, that's the thing we wanted to make the destruction behavior more consistent. Like, have you seen in maps like Villa, everything that's made of wood now, we want players like to know what's going to happen, like know the behavior. So the big bar we had on the 3rd floor, now it's like fully destructible, so people can use it, poke holes for attackers, defenders. So now you don't like have this question in mind, like, can I use this? Can I not use this? Is this destructible or not? Yeah.
Am I going to shoot it? And then my teammates are wondering what I'm doing. So I think we're going to see a theme here where there's all of this wood, and it's going to give players more options to open up the map. And I think that's the direction that you're going with Cafe. So let's start breaking down the map in a more technical way, and we'll break it down floor by floor. We'll start with the 3rd floor. On the screen, you'll be able to see the tactical overview of the Cafe, 3rd floor Cafe rework. Tell us what's changed here, Mehdi.
Okay, so the 3rd floor is a really, really interesting objective. The thing we wanted to make sure to improve on is entrances for attackers. That's something that's a bit frustrating because all entrances are either from rappel or the stairs. So we didn't want to like change the design overall. We didn't want to add like balconies inside. We wanted to keep the original intention of the design. So what we did is like create balconies connected to the main balconies. And with that, we could add like a new hatch, we could add a new window, and from there, wow, now we have like different entrances.
And you mentioned that attackers are, of course, benefiting from these new ways to attack onto the objectives. Is it mostly just attackers that benefit, or can defenders also take advantage of these new balconies?
Yeah, it's something that's not really. It's something that we wanted to make it like so it fits with the overall design of the map. So attacker can use it, defenders can use it, but not only for this objective. We want people to use it like for defending second floor, defending first floor, attacking. It's really like something that's now part of the integral design of Kafe.
Awesome. So everyone benefits,
Yes.
and it also seems like your play style is not really affected too much just yet.
I mean, no. In this case, it's going to play mostly the same. It's going to be obviously a bit different, but people won't be completely lost. Like it's a new completely objective.
Yeah, right. So that is a good overview of the third map, the third floor. Let's now move downwards a level, take the elevator down, and again on the screen you'll be able to see the new second floor for the Kafe rework. Again, Mehdi, what here has changed?
So on the second floor, one of the major things that changed is not the layout or the art. Something we really wanted to have for this is a fourth objective. So we had to figure out which rooms could combine to make an interesting objective, like with rooms that had like nice connection, we could have like good like destruction, verticality. So we decided to use the reading room and the fireplace to make a completely new objective. People obviously know the fireplace, they know the reading room, which wasn't really a planned mob objective, but they already know what it is. So we had to like tweak a bit the destruction of the reading room, and by doing that, and doing a lot of play sessions, like forget out, it's a pretty good combo.
And there was already an objective here on the second floor, of course. So why add a second objective to the second floor?
So adding a fourth objective mostly is having another objective is better, of course, but also for people playing like in different levels, having another objective means like a new strat you can work on. Or if you feel like another objective you don't really like playing on, you still have 3 other objectives left instead of having 2 objectives left. So that adds to the replayability of the map overall.
Right, so now you have 4 objectives you're playing on, so again, more replayability, more options, and if there's one objective you really don't like, now you can just straight up avoid it.
Yeah, hopefully.
And this objective, the new one, is also a little bit interesting because it takes bits and pieces from other objectives that we've seen in other game modes. Tell us about that.
So yeah, it takes a fireplace and a mining room, which was already an objective, and now combined with the reading room is like just something completely new, but still familiar to most people.
Right, so if you've only ever played Bomb, maybe you've gone through these rooms before, but if you have played the other game modes, then you've actually played in these as a site.
Exactly.
Awesome. And now this is where you can really help us, Mehdi, since this is your map and you are the expert. What would be a strong way as an attacker for us to take this new objective?
So a good way to do it, if you've paid attention to the games that have been played this weekend, verticality is just a huge aspect. So what you would need to do is like first take control of the third floor, get operators with good destruction possibilities, just occupy the third floor, make sure like you own it, and after a while just open up on the ceiling and just pick up people. At some point, if you get 1, 2 people, it's GG. You just go down and collapse on the side.
So would you want to take Buck or maybe Gridlock and or Super Shoddy?
Yeah, anyone that can like create holes is going to be really strong, especially if they have grenades or yeah.
Yeah. So let's move on now to the first floor, which is where the bulk of the changes have happened. So again, you'll be able to see the tactical view of the first floor on the screen. Mehdi, walk us through the changes.
Yeah, first floor is what we first started working on. The first thing we wanted really to figure out was what do we do with the breakthrough objective. It's like an objective that was kind of problematic and we really wanted to fix. So the first thing we did was take the objective from the bakery and place it into the kitchen. So what this does is that players now have to actually commit into the building. We didn't really like the gameplays of people like staying outside the bakery and then like people getting run out and like it was like the same games after game. So that was a no-no for us. So by doing that, we decided to like reshape the layout of the kitchen. And we made it slightly bigger, and we also like changed the flow of the main floor, so people have to go through the main entrances, which wasn't really used too much. So that was where like a good amount of the changes were.
And so people being able to dance outside of the bakery kind of endlessly waiting for something they can take advantage of, was that the main problem with this first floor objective?
Yeah, that was one of the main problems, which was like really, really annoying for defenders. And also for attackers, it was mostly the same game after game. There wasn't a lot of variety like in gameplay. Now with this new kitchen, like there's loads of ways. We added like the destruction over the kitchen. So from mining, kitchen, you have destruction now. You can use also the bakery still works. I mean, you can still get in and take control of the bakery and get into the kitchen, but you're gonna need to commit a bit more.
So given that now attackers actually have to commit to their attack, can you help us out again and give us a strong but safe way to take this first floor objective?
Absolutely. What I would do with my team is go again, take control of the second floor, because now we have this new destruction. And once you do that, like you try to see if you can like clear roamers, and when all is done, if it's done properly, you can start making your way down and like figure out where you want to attack the objective from.
So would it be advantageous to have one of those roamers, maybe NØKK, for example, going on the first floor while everyone else descends from the second floor?
NØKK would be actually really interesting to use in this strategy, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mehdi.
It's been a pleasure.
That was the first look at the new Kafe rework. It is diversified and open with so many new ways to play on it. Mehdi, it seems like you've done a really great job at not just giving attackers and defenders alike more options to play on this map, but you've also just overall made the map more fun to play on and less stressful.
Yes, it's a lot more fun, lots more varied, like lots more replayability, and like it's not just me, it's like the whole team worked on it, and like it was just an amazing job overall.
Awesome. So whether you are new to Siege or you have 200 hours on Kafe alone, the Kafe rework will be available this Tuesday, May 21st on the test server. All right, and now let's move on to talking about the brand new 2 operators of Phantom Sight. I'm going to change things up a little bit first and talk about their development process, which was the operator cells. So Alex, can you talk to us about this?
Sure. We actually talked about developer cells a little bit way back at the SI. We're changing the way we're making the game, and this is actually the first result of that. You see, NØKK and WARDEN are the first operator cell we put into commission for the team.
So let's start with NØKK then, out of NØKK and WARDEN. NØKK is a bit of a mystery character.
Absolutely.
Who is she?
She's someone we don't know a lot about and a lot of her is mysterious. You'll find that a lot of her record is redacted. Only really Harry knows who recruited her.
Do you know her name? Is that redacted?
I know her name.
Oh, really?
Yes.
They told you her name.
But I encourage you, if you want to find out more about her, look over the patch notes, look over her bio, kind of pour through the material and connect the dots.
Okay, so go through the patch notes with a finely tooth comb,
Yep.
or just wait for someone to figure it out and post it on Reddit and have them do the work.
That's an option too.
Okay, so yeah, as we can see, NØKK is very dark. She is kind of terrifying, as we saw in the video. What kind of mindset do you have to be in to play NØKK?
So NØKK is our lone wolf operator. She's anti-intel. Her gadget lets her move between cameras without being spotted if she's being careful, and that suppression of sound lets her surprise the other team. So you want to play her as a flanker, communicating with your team and making distractions.
So NØKK comes with a headset. Part of
Yes.
her strength is that she is kind of anti-intel and can relay information to her team with her sneaky ways.
It's a high skill ceiling for her, so communicate with your team, absolutely.
Okay, lone wolf with the headset. And yeah, we saw from the video, her gadget is the Hell, and it gives her partial invisibility. Why is that being introduced now?
So this ability was actually something we thought of back when we were making NØKK, but we actually found that the defending side didn't really have enough cameras to make it viable. So now when you see a Maestro, Valkyrie, the bulletproof cameras, it suddenly makes a lot of sense to have a character on the attacking side that can avoid these.
So it's a bit of a catch-22. NØKK is strong against multiple cameras, but then you also need many cameras to shut her down.
That's it.
And let's take a look at her loadout now. So her primary is the FMG-9 as well as a shotgun, and then her secondary is the it's a USG as well as a very special D50.
That's right. So the D50 now has the option to come as suppressed, which kind of fits well with her kit.
So let's say that I'm picking NØKK, which honestly I probably am going to. And I take the SMG for primary as well as the D50, of course.
Of course.
Why wouldn't you take the suppressed D50? How do I choose when to use each gun on attack?
Well, it's a question of lethality and range. So if you want to be really lethal in that close quarters to medium range, use the SMG and then switch over to the D50 when you want to have that longer range, longer line of sight.
Right, so maybe if there's a trap in her way, down a long hallway.
That's what you pull out.
And does swapping your guns, does that bring her out of stealth if you're going between the SMG and the D50?
No. So while you're in stealth, swapping keeps you super sneaky.
Oh, but shooting the gun.
Shooting the gun will make you glitch on cameras, yes.
Okay, that makes sense. But not swapping the gun.
No.
What if I just put it in my pocket?
That counts as swapping.
Oh, so we're good. All right. What if I have them both out at the same time?
No. That's just crazy talk.
Okay. And then her secondary gadgets is the Claymore or a breaching charge. Kind of the same question. How do I choose which one to take?
Yeah, it depends on the approach you want, the map you're on. If you're using the breach charge to kind of flank from far away, don't make too much noise with it. It gives you an element of surprise. Otherwise, take the Claymore. It's your best friend. It'll watch your back against any defending roamer.
NØKK doesn't really seem like she has any best friends, so it kind of makes sense. It's kind of fitting that the Claymore is just her best friend.
Absolutely.
Although she seems like the kind of person who names her guns, you know?
Hey, you can read into her as much as you want. You can start making your own story for NØKK.
I'm going to find out her name.
Yes.
So, yeah, if you want to have someone watching your back, take the Claymore, and if you want to attempt some solo cap tomfoolery, then go for the breaching charge.
That's it.
Awesome. So let's say that I'm playing NØKK. She's great to play, but now I keep seeing the attacking team is choosing NØKK, and I want to shut her down.
Right.
So now what do I do? You told us her strengths. There has to be a downside to picking her. So it doesn't really seem like there is one. It seems like as long as you're smart and you communicate with your team, she has the headset, that there isn't an operator that directly counters her.
So the best way to counter a NØKK is to make sure you know where she is at all times. So you want to bring out barbed wire. You want to place it in front of cameras so that she does glitch or she has to deal with that gadget or move away from it.
So operators like Frost or Legion.
Trap operators are great too. If she steps on a goo mine, she's starting to glitch until she removes it, and Frost, of course, is great too.
And we can see Clash on the screen right now. How does Clash counter her?
So Clash is twofold. You get intel. You can see NØKK even when she's as a person roaming the map. So if you can get eyes on her, that's great. And then if you start tasing her with a shield, she'll light up on the camera as well.
Yeah, what does that look like? Do Clash players have to bring a pair of sunglasses now against NØKK?
No, it's perfectly fine.
All right, awesome. So that is NØKK. Again, she's a very dark, mysterious, terrifying character.
Yes.
I can definitely see her silently stalking you in the night. Let's move on now to the character who would probably rather have all of your eyes on him. Both of your eyes.
Right.
Everyone's eyes.
Everyone's eyes on Warden.
Right. Who is Warden?
So Warden is a really experienced Secret Service agent. He has 30 years plus history of protecting government officials, even President Baldwin. So he comes to the Rainbow Six team with a lot of knowledge.
Yeah, we can tell by the art here. He looks very posh, a very secret agent. He looks a little overconfident, but also that he can back it up. Is that how he plays?
Absolutely, yeah. He's got the intel. He can hunker down as an anchor and protect the team and give them a lot of good communication.
And his gadget is the smart glasses. We also saw in the video that he was going for his watch. Does he have two gadgets? Is it?
So his watch actually activates his smart glasses, and that's what cleanses the flash, makes him see through smoke, and look really stylish.
And you gave us an interesting fact for NØKK. Do you have one for Warden?
Sure. Actually, the team was working on a Jaeger alternative when they were first working on Warden. And actually, the more they actually played around with it, they found that it was more interesting playing with the effects of projectiles than destroying the projectiles themselves. So he kind of morphed away from an alternative to something special on his own.
Yeah, he's quite a different operator now. Awesome. So let's start taking a look at his loadout then. For his primary, he has the MPX and a shotgun. And then for his secondary, he has an SMG and the P10.
Yes.
Tell us about this, with special emphasis on the P10.
Well, you take the P10 if you want to really role play the secret agent, of course. The shotgun is for making those rotation holes, making sure you have a great place to fall back to if you're getting pushed too hard on an objective. And the SMG just lends a little bit of lethality to his kit.
The P10 is very secret agent. Was that intentional?
Everything seems to work really well with Warden, yeah.
It seems that way, yeah. And then his secondary gadgets is the barbed wire or deployable shield. How do I choose which one to take? Is it map dependent, playstyle dependent?
Warden is really useful against well-coordinated teams, but if they're really aggressive, you want to slow that down. So use the barbed wire, make sure you get intel on where they're coming from. Otherwise, if you want to be really safe, bring the shield. You can drop it down, hide behind it, and really hunker.
I like how instead of get down, Mr. President, Warden is more take my deployable shield, Mr. President.
Yes, in his Kentucky accent.
Oh, jeez. I can't do that one.
Okay, yeah, don't try Kentucky accent.
So my Canadian accent popping out. So let's now say that I am a Blitz main, and I keep seeing that the defending team is picking Warden. What do I do? Do I have to swap off? And if so, who do I swap to counter Warden?
So you can still keep your Blitz main. What you want to try to do is bait out his ability. As soon as he uses it and then deactivates it, he has a fixed cooldown, so you want to really push when that cooldown is in effect.
And you can hear when he uses the gadget.
If you're super close, you'll actually be able to hear it, yeah.
Okay. And is he just a sitting duck to IQ? Can IQ just always see where he is? Because I'm guessing he can't just take off his smart glasses and put them in his pocket.
So IQ will be able to spot him out if he's actually using the gadget.
Oh, so when they're turned off, they're not transmitting.
That's right.
Awesome. So did Warden know about IQ before he joined Rainbow?
I think it's more like good battery usage.
Makes sense.
Yes.
And then I also have to ask, because they do touch on it in the video as well, what does Warden's matchup against Glaz look like? Because they can both see through smoke. Is there even a matchup?
You don't want to get into a one-on-one fight with Glaz. He'll clearly outrange you, but both of them work well countering each other, especially Warden. If you are facing a Glaz team where they're smoking and planting, he's great to provide that intel when someone's planting. He can request a C4 being thrown in. He's super useful.
Right, so he can beat Glaz through a supportive role, while Glaz beats him just through a my gun's bigger than yours role.
Yes.
Awesome. So that is the first look at the brand new two operators of Operation Phantom Sight. They will both also be available this Tuesday, May 21st on the test server. And don't go anywhere, because we also have new exciting features to announce for this upcoming ranked season. And we're announcing them right now with Alex once again.
Yeah, so rank is changing a lot now. We're bringing Pick&Ban into the mix, and we'll be changing it. Yes. Crowd is loving it. We're bringing in the new ranked guide, so you can follow your progress, you can see the rewards for the coming season, and you can compare yourself to your previous seasons and how you're doing with the rest of the Rainbow Six community.
And I know the answer to this, but what modes can we play in ranked?
It will be bomb only now. Yeah. So you can focus on the game mode, bomb. You can hone in your strategies and play with the maps that are specifically being tailored now to that game mode.
And we're also going to do a Pick&Ban playlist.
Yes, that's right. So before this next season starts, we're going to introduce an event for Pick&Ban. You can bring in your friends and start warming up with the new rule set.
Very helpful.
Yeah.
And the shop is also getting a little bit of a revamp. Tell us about that.
Right. So the shop, the front page is getting a bit of a facelift. You can check it out here. You can browse some of the new items that are showing up. You can still look at the old categories, but overall it's just a much prettier way to get into the shop.
And then we have one more change coming, and that is the Glaz rework.
Right. So we talked a bit about it at the SI. Now we're ready to drop the new Glaz, where you have to remain stationary if you want to highlight your enemy or see through smoke. As soon as you start moving around, you'll lose that ability, and that refocuses him on a more Overwatch kind of character who can protect instead of being that entry fragger that he wasn't originally intended to be.
I can't tell which one of these announcements was the most exciting now.
They're all really exciting, yeah.
Yes, they're pretty good. So yeah, a lot of quality of life improvements coming, and Glaz, of course, is now, like you said, less of the entry fragger and more of the sniper role that he was intended to be.
Exactly.
Awesome. All right, and before we leave, we have a surprise, which we'll also announce right now, and that is the full reveal of the next Elite skin.